Hello and welcome techies. I am Sambhav here. This is the fourth video on SQL Order By. And in this video, we are going to talk about the assignment solutions from the previous video, which is part 3. In case you have not watched my previous video on SQL, please go ahead and check them out. I will attach the link in the description for you. So you know that in the previous video, we have talked about order by numeric columns, order by character columns, hierarchy of character values, ordering character columns as numeric columns. We have also seen a lot of practical demo sessions, and then there was few assignment questions. So in this session, we are going to see the solution of those questions. Now, in case if you have any questions regarding my previous videos, any of the previous videos, please feel free to post your questions in the comment section. Now, in the previous video, we have talked about the syntax of order by, how do you place the syntax, and the default option is ascending. In case if you want to sort the data in the descending order, you must use the keyword descending. Then we have discussed about order by numeric columns, where we have seen that numeric values, if you want to sort them from smallest to highest, which is ascending, and the reverse, which is highest to smallest, is in the descending. Next, we have also discussed about the character columns, where ascending is from A to Z and descending is Z to A. Also, we have discussed about the nuances of how order by really behaves with different types of character values, right? We have seen that the missing values are treated to be as the smallest value, followed by numbers, then the uppercase, then the lowercase, and then finally the null, means null values are treated to be as the highest value. Now, I have noticed that many people believe that, smallest values are treated to be as a smaller value than uppercase values or capital letters, but that's not the fact. The truth is that the capital letters or the uppercase values are treated as smaller values than lowercase values or the small letters, right? I have already discussed that in the previous video, so please go ahead and check them out, right? After that, I have given you a few assignment questions for you to practice. So in this session, we are going to talk about the solution of these assignment questions. So let's get started. I have just copied all of them here, all these questions in my PostgreSQL, and let's start working on it. So the first question says, arrange the data in the alphabetical order of the last name of the customer from the customers table. So let's have a look at customer table, select star from customers, and let me execute this. So this is customer, not customers. Let me execute this. So this will return me the data which is available in the customer table. So you can see it has got customer ID, store ID, first name, last name, email, and other columns as well. But here the question is to sort the data in the alphabetical order of the last name, right? Last name. So what can we do? We'll use select statement. Then we'll say star means all the columns, and then I'll specify the table using a from clause, USTOMER customer, and then I'll say, hey, order by, and specify the column name based on which I want to sort the entire table. So here the column name is last underscore name, right? Now, if I execute this, it will sort the data in the ascending order, and you can see the data start. So as you can see here, the name starting with A, and it gradually goes to B and C and so on and so forth, right? So we have sorted the data in the ascending order. Now here you might have noticed that I am not using any specific keyword to specify that my table should be sorted in the ascending order, because we know that ascending is the default option. Now in case if you want to use the keyword, you can very well do that. Does not make any difference. So I will say ASC, and then if I execute it, you will get the same result. No change in the result, right? Now let's go to the second question. The second question says, hey, sort the film table in the descending order of the replacement cost. So let me pull up my film table, select star from film, and let me execute this query. And this is the data from my film table, right, which has got film ID, title, description, other columns like release year and all. But here I'm supposed to sort the data based on the replacement cost, right? So here the replacement cost is here, which we can see very well that it is not sorted in any order, any fashion. So let's do that. Select star from film, and then I'll specify the column name. So I will say order by column name using the order by because I want to sort the data. So I'll say order by replacement underscore cost, right? And here we have to sort the data in the descending order. So let me do it by DESC, right? Now let me execute this query, and you see my data is sorted in the descending order of the replacement cost. As you can see, the highest replacement cost value is on the top, right? Slowly, if I scroll down, you will see the value starts decreasing. So it has become 28.99. Slowly, you see it's on 27.99, right? And so on and so forth, 26.99. Right, so we have successfully sorted our film table in the descending order of the replacement cost. Now let's look into the third question. Arrange the category table in the descending order of the name. So let me pull out the select star from category, and let's execute it. So this category table contains 3 columns: category ID, category name, and last update. Now here I'm supposed to sort the data in the descending order of the name, this particular column. So let's do it. Select star from, the table name is category, and then I'll say order by, which column? Name. And then I should also specify the keyword DESC so that I should be able to instruct SQL that, hey, please do it in the descending order. Now you see here the name starts with the travel is the highest value, right? Then sports, news, and slowly you see it comes to animation and action. So this is my correct result. So this is a correct answer. In case, also check your answers in case if you have made mistake, please make the corrections in your solutions. Now the next question is arrange the film table in the descending order of the title. Fairly easy. Select star from film. I'm just looking at the data set, right? And this is my film table, right? Let me borrow this query, and I need to sort the data in the descending order of the title. So this is the title, so let me say select star from film, and then I'll specify the column order by, column on which I want to sort the data, order by title, and then definitely I'll have to use the keyword DESC in order to specify that I want to sort the data in the descending order. So let me execute my query, and you see we are getting Zorro, Arc, Youth Kick, and so on and so forth. And you see if I keep scrolling down, the value will be, slowly it will boil down to the smallest value, which is like A or B, whatever the name is, right? Now getting into the fifth question, sort the customer order table in ascending order of the customer ID, treating as numerical ordering. So let me pull out the table, select star from customer order. Now let's execute this query to look into our data. So this is my customer order table. Now the question says, hey, please sort the data based on the customer ID, right? In the ascending order of the customer ID. Now the question clearly says that you must be treating the customer ID as numeric column, right? But here, if you look at the table, the customer ID is defined to be as a character column. We have discussed this in the last session. How can you sort a character column where you can treat the values as numeric? So let me do it. Select star from customer order, right? And then I'll say order by customer IDs, customer ID. Now if I simply sort the data by customer ID like this, you know that we will not get the desired result, because here the smallest value was 5, which was supposed to be on the top, followed by 8 and 9, but you still see these values are at the bottom, and you see 11, 110, 111, these values are on the top, which is actually not an ascending order. We have also discussed this in the previous video where I said the only reason why it is happening is because SQL is treating the values, all these values, numeric values, as character values. So it is sorting based on the character, understanding that these values are on character in nature. So what we can do is, in order to solve this problem, I will have to we'll have to modify the, you know, customer ID data type. So I can use cast function, which will convert my column while ordering. So I'll say cast customer ID as, let's say, integer, right? So what am I doing here? I am saying, hey, SQL, please don't treat these values to be as character values. Explicitly, I am casting them. So I'm saying, please treat them as numeric integer values. Now, if I execute this query, you would see an expected result. So 5, 8, 9, and so on and so forth. So the highest value is coming up here. Now, please be mindful here. I am not changing the data type in my table. My data type still remains the character varying, which is character, varchar. I am only changing it at the time of ordering, right? So please remember that I'm not changing this data type in my table itself. This is not permanent. I'm only doing it at the time of ordering, right? Next one is sort the film table in the descending order of the rating. Let's do it. Select star from film. Now if I look at this, this is my film table, and you see we have a column called as rating, which has got different values of NC 17, R, and all. We have also discussed this in our previous video, so I will leave the link in the description so that you can watch that video. And we have seen the problem with this rating column is that it is not a character column. It has been, the data type is marked as MPAA rating. So how can we actually sort the data? So let's say select star from film, and if I say order by, and I'll say rating. Now if I simply execute this, it will not give me the correct result. If I look at it, you see the first value would be something like G, and then after that it was expected to have, after G it was supposed to have N value, NC 17, right? But it is giving me PG because there is another rating called as NC which should appear, but it is not, because the reason is that it is not, SQL is not treating this column to be as a character. So we'll have to do that explicitly. We can use cast function and we can say, hey, please convert rating as varchar. Now if I execute this query, now it will give me the correct result, right? So you see, oops, my bad. So if you see here, you will see now it is being sorting properly. After G, I should be getting NC values. Let me scroll down, see. After that, we are getting NC values, and then the P value. The rating starting with alphabet P would come after this. So you can see here P and PG and PG 17 and so on and so forth. So please be mindful when you are sorting the data. You should be very careful that if you're trying to sort the data based on character, you must typecast the data type if it is not a character value, right? We have one more questions. Arrange the customer order table in the descending order of the gender. Now make sure all customer of the same gender appear together in the result. Okay, let's look at the table. Select star from customer order, right? Now if I execute this query, it will give me the result what data we have in our customer order table. Now here we are asked to sort the data in the descending order of the gender. Now the gender column contains different types of values. Female, we have male, then we have F, M in uppercase, female in lowercase, male in lowercase, F in lowercase. We have some, missing values, then null values and all. So if I sort the data directly, let's say select star from customer order, and if I say order by gender, order by gender. Now if I do this, I will not be getting the desired result, because here you see I get female values which starts with uppercase, and then again the female values are repeated, which is in lowercase after the male values, right? Similarly, you say we get male values, after that we have female, and again male values, which is in lowercase, right? We have already discussed this in our previous video, so we know what to do. So all we have to do is we will convert this, we will create a new column. We will sort the gender column in one of the specific case. So that means we will create we will convert the gender, let's say, into upper column. So uppercase, so upper of gender. So what we are doing here, we are converting all these values in female F, M, male M, all these things we're converting into uppercase so that we get the uniform result. So if I execute this query, you will see all my female values are coming together and the male values, right? And also the male values. So we are getting as per our question. So make sure all our customer have the same gender appear together in the results. So this is what you all had to do, right? So I think we have solved all the questions successfully. Now, if you want to continue learning SQL or Python, data science, machine learning, AI with me, please like and subscribe my channel. Also hit the bell icon to receive the notification for my upcoming videos. And thank you so much for your time and patience. I hope you enjoyed learning in this session. Goodbye.